Good morning. First watercolour since Florida, our 3-week vacation. I've got my palette hasn't been cleaned since then. I'm going to do a line and wash. Well, try and do a line and wash. Put my little tin lid, plastic, with some ink, some black waterproof ink in it. Doesn't matter what type of black waterproof ink you use, as long as it's not soluble when it's dry. Now this is our local chalk stream. It runs from a place called Croydon in the south of London to the Thames, and it's 16 miles long. I've mentioned this many times, I've painted it many times, done lots of demonstrations of it, but I didn't take this photograph. It's on the bike ride that we do, the Old Men Riding Bikes Badly Society, and we do this most Tuesdays, this ride along this lovely little river. And my friend took this, Chris, who's one of my subscribers and a great friend, going into sort of the mist hanging over the water. So it cries out for watercolour, but I'm going to simplify it as much as I can and just try to capture the essence of the thing. Not easy, so I'll move that up to where I can see it over the top there and zoom you out. There we go. That we do. Let's just get that nice and central. Right, okay, so it's a very bright, lovely, cold day today. We've had quite a bit of cloud, but it's very nice. I've got my cup of tea. So, just out of interest, I've got a couple of these sticks. They're pine tree roots that were exposed when a hurricane damaged the coast of the Gulf Coast of Florida, Fort DeSoto, and I just picked them off the sand. They're still probably green, but I use those for several demonstrations out in Florida. So we'll use them for just a little bit of. So I'll use a brush as well. So what we've got this lovely tree bisecting the top right hand side of this, so we'll put a bit of ink on the brush and then just goes right out the top into the bank. And these are, I'm not sure if that's a willow tree from here. We've got a lot of dark undergrowth. I think the light is coming from here because this is all shown as, I might use a brush for a lot of this, but a lot of ivy, and it really is a much loved river. It was a heavily abused resource in the 19th century for mills. I think there were up to 90 mills working, taking their energy from the water. Please, they don't do it now. There is one mill working, and that's at Merton Abbey, where we cycle to have a cup of tea and coffee. And it powers a pottery. Sorry, I'll concentrate on doing this now. So might be better with a brush. So I think come across there. A lot of dark stuff in here. Lots of ivy on here, branches. I think let's try the other stick. See how that works out. I might have to sand them down because the ink that's on them has probably made them quite solid rather than just a bit softer. Now, I don't want to get this wrong here because this. Right, so we come across here. We've got. Bags coming down here, going up over there. So there's all sorts of reed, grass. It looks like bluebells, but they're not. It's winter now. The photograph was only taken a week or so ago. But it's a lovely thing to do once a week. We've got all these lovely trees in here. And a lot of this. And this bank goes up here, around a corner, disappears into infinity there. So that's where we've, oh dear, oh annoying. So all this undergrowth here, overhanging the water. Okay, so that'll do. Then lots of tangled undergrowth. Try to keep it fast and funny if you're going to do something like this. Well, at least it's what I do. There are so many ways to do things and express yourself. Don't copy anything slavishly. Just use it as a crutch, as a model, and do your own thing with it. Copying is one thing, but making a piece of art is another. Try not to repeat yourself. Easy to fall into that trap. But then we've got lots of small elderberry trees, willows, all sorts of things on there. I'm going to use my brush now. A brush. Let's find a brush. This brush will do, I think. Just an old rigger. Well, I really want a short-haired rigger. This is what I used to use as my number 4, but it's really number 3. Now we're going to turn it into a drawing now. So look for your darks. And we've got darks in here coming up here. Okay, bits of shade in there. Now let's just show some. Right, we've got this bank overhanging, lots of and all this here. Just a little bit of ink, don't put too much heavy ink work there. This is just shadow. I don't want it too heavy because this is all. There we're going into the light there. Oh, one up there. Okay. Right, let's do a bit on here now. Okay, that's the shadow part of the tree put in. Lost in the base here. Okay, do the bit there. I'll have to dry this with a hairdryer because I don't want any damp bits to dilute with the water. Now we'll put in some fronds coming down here. Do some of the rigor as well. I've got a new hake which I had waiting for me when I got home. I ordered it in Florida, and right, it's just a bit heavier there. Well, there actually. Just put a bit of grass just to fill in that space there, just very fine. Right, so I get a bit of perspective there, and we've got some bits and pieces sticking out here. Right, okay, that'll do. Just give my brush a bit of a clean. Then I'll clean my palette, and then I'll dry dry my drawing. Just give this palette a bit of a clean, and then we'll crack on. I've got to keep everybody happy with the balance of watercolour and acrylic, but I'm very much into the acrylics at the moment. But I do like acrylic painting. It's finding it a bit easier. Right, okay. So the palette, to refresh your memory, is yellow, lemon yellow, raw sienna, alizarin crimson, lights red, ultramarine, burnt umber, Payne's grey, and extra one, burnt sienna. Okay, so I'll just move that picture up a bit if I can find them. Yeah, right, I'm talking to myself. Okay, right, let's go in with a raw sienna. Oh no, I'm going to dry this. Sorry, right, take your headphones off right now. My idea of doing all this is to suggest things rather than make bold statements. Keep it impressionist. Paint what's there, but don't get hung up on exactness unless you're that way inclined. I mean, it's a skill that I haven't got. Right, wet the paper. It's the Fabriano. Oh, see, so that wasn't dry, is it? So what I tried to do is to, all right, it doesn't really matter. That's going to be in the reflections, but that shouldn't have gone. Right, I'm going to use a bit of raw sienna now in the background. There's very little sky that will show, but I want a bit of warm. And then we're going with a bit of blue, clean. Right, okay, let's just put this. Right, I'll bring all this down here. Now that blue is showing through the tree mass, and we've just got this. Right, now I'm going to put in a bit of the reflected light from behind, if I can, a bit of the raw sienna. That is coming down from here. So it's just showing the light and some of those trunks and things. Dappled light. And there's a bit of grey on the water here. Right, any more I can do at the end, and I'll put the rest of the reflection in. Right, now I want to put in the background, darker, slightly darker bluey, greeny. Just to show going into the distance there, along there. Okay. Right. Let's just soften that horizon there, but that should be more blue in there, so let's just... Got some hairs coming out already. Right, wet. Okay, I'll dry my brush quite a bit and just take out some of that blue there. Going off into the distance. Right, okay. I'll stretch the paper. I must have done 20 watercolours in Florida. Loads of them are Fort DeSoto. A couple of English landscapes. I hope I picked up a few subscribers from St Petersburg College. There's a friend of my cousin Marie. Is one of the art teachers there. We had a lovely conversation. We had a lot of things in common. I'm going to just dry that background. Hold on. Set the headphones off. Okay, that'll do. Now we'll put in some background colours, and I want some warm as well, like autumny colours. So a bit of burnt sienna, burnt umber I think, a bit burnt. Mix the siennas and the umber, bit of light red. Over that I'll put some greens to show some of the ivy. Some blue mixed with the umber there, I think, for this shadow area in here. Okay, well, get some greens in there now. So I use my shortcut of Payne's Grey for this. Right, okay, get the greens in here. Well, I need a bit darker in here. Right, let's go back to those greens. They're quite blue greens. Because there's all sort of shadow in this bank here. And we just put a bit of lemon yellow. In here just to catch in the lights a bit. Right. Blue. This bank in here. So you'll notice that as you put the heavier paint on, it lessens the impact of the contrast of the black and the white. Right. So just try and leave some of that bank there light across here. Just put the dark above it. I've probably gone a bit down, a bit too far. Now on the left hand side we're much brighter greens. So I'll mix the greens out of blue and yellow, I think. You need a cloth to dry your brush as you go. So let's just put in this. A bit of sienna in there. We've got a bit of blue in the photograph that just sort of, I don't know what it is. It looks like, as I said, it looks like bluebells, but there aren't any flowers at this time of year. There might be a bit of frost. Get this lemon yellow, a bit of lemon and a bit of sienna. Okay. Along the top here we've got a blue green. More blue than that. Let's just put that in. Because this is shadow again. Right, it's got that bluey colour in the bank there, but heavier than the background. So we'll just put that in here. And the darker green is Payne's Grey. Then some lighter colour in here, catching the sun. Right, I've got some shadow area in this. I think try to create an impression here. and the trees I put in will be a bit heavy there. And we've got all this lovely bit of alizarin in there, I think, too. Keeping the brush very dry. So there's a scoot over the top and there's a lot of airy bits. Just should have done some of that there, really. Forgot. Okay. We've got a contrast. We need more darks on here. Got a greater contrast. We've got the banks in, so they're okay. We still need some more shadow in the right hand side in here. Right, okay, maybe we can just... No, that's too late. Right, let's get a way of painting this tree here. So it's largely yellowy grey, or sienna grey. So a slight wash of just Payne's grey, bit of we'll put some warmer colour in there, bit of amber sienna. And then show the shadow cast from branches and that won't be getting answered by me. Oops, didn't work. Right, let's just get it dark in there. And we'll put in some nice, really good, strong greens. Aren't ideal here. No darker green. Yeah, just loads of ivy coming up here. Right, okay, so far so good. I need to strengthen that up. There's a shadow behind there that needs looking at. So a bit of blue, bit of red, bit of amber. That's it. Gives a counter change there. And then we've got a bit of shadow from that ivy in there. Right, we'll get some more trees up there. So I'll use a bit of burnt umber and a bit of grey, Payne's grey. So we've got just to fill in the space. Now remember, I'm not putting these trees anywhere near where they actually show on the photograph. I'm just using it to create an impression. Okay, so I've got these coming down there. There we'll do some of these. Now these ones are heavily in shadow here. I'm bringing my hairs and my brush back together. I've got some other photographs, so I'll just quickly show you these. You see that? Oh, I'll put it there. There's that one, and there's that beauty, which I'm going to do probably next. I might even do an acrylic of that at some stage. And this one, really lovely. Well, thanks again, Chris. Right, let's get some of these in here. Bit more blue in these, or a good trick is to use yellow ochre. Sorry, I'm back in acrylics. Raw sienna and yellow, lemon yellow. And just they're like chunks catching the light, but it's not going to work there. No, it doesn't matter. Good try. Just go. Just touching the paper barely, just to show those in perspective. And we've got some here. A nice razor sharp edge on that rigger, the hake. Okay, so what we need to do now is a bit of detailing in this bank here, then we'll do the reflections and maybe a bit more calligraphy with the rigger. So here we go, so let's dark green. Just a few will show that the bank of the reed bank. It's just going to be a suggestion. It's not going to be anything that looks remotely realistic or too realistic. These all over here. Now what I'm showing here is just the way I'm doing it today. I might change my mind tomorrow. These things sort of take on a life of their own. I've got some of these dropping over, just a bit burnt umber and a bit of sienna there. Right. Don't want to do much more than that at the moment. I want to do I've got to dry that off, the bottom here. To sort this water out, I've got this great big reflection here to put in. So the way I'm going to do that is just to wet it all, but very gently. We don't want to disturb the paint underneath. Okay, just let that dry a little bit. So we've got all this colour to be reflected in there. The blue, sienna. Nice dark. Got a bit of yellow in there. Okay. Get some of this dark back in on the right. And we've got some the umbery, sienna-y. And then we'll put in I'm just guessing really. We've got this dark bit under here, so I need to put that in. Just using the red and the blue. And then we'll put this one in here. Bit of yellow here. Okay. Yeah. I think I probably made that a bit too big here, but never mind. Let's put in a bit of the blue. I'll just clean the palette a bit. We're nearly finished, haven't we? Right, okay, this is my palette, reasonably clean. And we've got this nice blue. Just soften that a little bit. Right, a little bit of detail in there, I think. Oh, sorry, with the rigger. Let's get a little bit of darker. Down here. So it's quite dark in there. From the photograph anyway, but anyway, we're not working the photograph, I'll be just making it up. Don't normally do this, just put in those little ripples. But it just adds maybe just a little bit of reflection of all those fronds. Right, I'll give it a signature and I'll put it in a mount and we'll have a little look, see what we've done. Right, okay. Let's turn that off. Got a bit of sticky tape. On there. I'll get my old blue mount, which has travelled to Florida from London, which was nice, so I don't want you to see that yet, because it might not be good enough. Alright, let's put that on there. Oops. And this one over here. Right. Oh, well, there we are, that doesn't too bad, does it? That's the Wandle, the River Wandle, designated as a Surrey chalk stream. And it is a lovely river that's been much abused, but there's so many people working on it now, the Environment Agency, the water authorities, voluntary societies, to bring this back. It goes through suburbia, or through industrial suburbia and housing, but when you see it like this, without the buildings, you think what it was 150, 200 years ago. Rural, very rural countryside. It's all built up now. But people appreciate this. We walk it, we walk our dogs by it, well not me. We ride our bikes. Our mums do power pushing of their prams with their babies in. So let's have a quick look around there then. There's my distance. Going off into sort of a misty, murky background. My tree, bit of ivy, suggested, just suggested. That was the bank on the left. Nice little colour in that. And here, sorry about the shaky thing. There we are. That nice big tree there. And there we are. Let's come out of that now. Right, let's move the camera around a little bit. So there we are. Thanks for watching. I'll go and get that uploaded and you can see it. Bye bye.